Alec Baldwin will be charged with involuntary manslaughter in connection with a deadly shooting on the set of the movie Rust. Cinematographer Halyna Hutchins died after a gun Baldwin was holding went off during rehearsals in New Mexico. Rachel Fiset joins me now for more. She's the co-founder and managing partner of ZFZ Law. Rachel has represented high-profile cases spanning from white-collar crime, defamation, and sexual assault. Rachel, I'm hung up on the idea that Baldwin said he didn't know the gun was loaded and it went off without him doing anything. Just for a minute, let's imagine that's true. Could he still be on the hook for involuntary manslaughter?
Absolutely. I think that what the prosecutors here have charged by making it involuntary is that everybody knows he had no intent for this gun to go off. So no one is trying to say that Baldwin believed that the gun was loaded. He was not trying to kill anyone. Now, these are really severe charges nonetheless, because it's a manslaughter charge. It carries a jail and fine sentence. And he has repeatedly said he did not know the gun was loaded. In fact, someone directly told him the gun was not loaded. So yes, I think these charges are severe, but the prosecution does not have the burden to show that he knew there was a bullet in that gun.
So is it the prosecutor's case then that it's his obligation to make sure that the gun was as he had been told it was? In other words, to open it up, make sure that it's empty, that he has some responsibility here?
I think that is the case that they are going to make, that he somehow did not exercise what he was supposed to do. And not only did he not act reasonably, but he acted in reckless disregard for human life. So what they are doing here is really placing the burden on Baldwin to have checked that gun or not have pointed it at a human.
And what do you think Baldwin's defense case will be, since it seems, will he just say more emphatically, I didn't know it was loaded and I didn't know it was going to go off? Or is there some other way that he can either defend himself, or is the smart thing here to try and seek some kind of a deal?
I think that if there was going to be a deal, it would have been struck already. Dave Halls struck a deal, and he was the assistant director in charge of safety on the set. And there was probably most severe liability for him because he was in charge of safety. That was his area. So as to Baldwin, I think he will stick with the line of, why would I feel like it wasn't why would I feel the gun was loaded when the armorer was there telling me it wasn't loaded? Dave Halls was there telling me it wasn't loaded. And my stage direction was to directly point the gun in the direction that I did. And I think that will be his most strong defense.
And do you think, Rachel, that it hinges on, so let's imagine, for example, we're at a firing range and the firing instructor tells me the weapon is not loaded. Well, if I pointed it at somebody and pulled it, the trigger, and it was loaded, that would be on me. So is there something about the nature of a movie set, something about the expertise of the weapons handlers and the role they play, that Baldwin would have to kind of load up with special significance that would suggest sort of their word was worthy of him not checking to see whether the gun was loaded?
In so many ways, you're exactly right. This is a workplace safety violation. This is a workplace safety incident. And so there are workers in charge of various safety elements. And in that structure, there was some sort of reliance on the workers in charge of safety. So that's where he will rely. And he has said time and time again, his producer credits had nothing to do with safety. There were other people on the set in charge of safety, and it wasn't him. And I believe the New Mexico state agency in charge of workplace safety that did the investigation found as much. So that will be his defense.
It's a fascinating case. Rachel Fiset, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.